Hi, I'm Morgan and I'm a director at CamLock Films. I wanted to make this video to give you some tips and tricks for working with animals on set. So casting is a critical aspect of working with animals on set. Similar to casting children, it's essential to evaluate an animal's ability during the audition. Working on a film or commercial set can be both exciting and challenging, especially when it involves animals. They bring a special charm to production, but let's face it, working with them can be a real challenge. So, over the years, we've come up with a couple of tips and tricks for making the most out of your time working with animals on set. The first tip when directing animals is to tailor the set environment specifically to the animal's tendencies. Since animals can be kind of unpredictable on set, it's important to create an environment that resembles their home environment as closely as possible, which helps keep them comfortable and cooperative during filming. For example, if you're working with maybe a cat, you want to make sure the cat is really comfortable in its surroundings before it's expected to start filming. So we'll bring the cat in maybe 2 hours before we're wanting to film it and put it in its correct spot. Most recently, we filmed with a cat, a really adorable cat named Katniss, and he was supposed to hop up onto a kitty condo and then settle himself into the kitty condo. So we took the kitty condo and we had Katniss get really familiar with that condo ahead of time. So we had Katniss's call time be about 2 hours before we were ready to film with him. And he went and he laid in the kitty condo for 2 hours and got super familiar and comfortable with the kitty condo. We used like catnip and treats and things to get him really familiar with that little space. And then when the time came for us to film him, he was super comfortable there and he was able to hop right in and just lay down and settle into that kitty condo. The second tip I have is to schedule and request extra time with the animal to get the perfect shot. So time is a really valuable resource on set, and there's never enough of it, of course. As a director, I prefer shooting animal scenes earlier in the day if possible. That way, if things aren't going super smoothly, we have the flexibility to take a break, work on other parts of the production, and then come back to working with the animal. I also personally prefer to split up time between shots. So like maybe I'll do one shot before lunch and then we'll go to lunch and then we'll do the second shot after lunch. That just helps the animal to have a break and not to have all these things be expected of them for such a long amount of time. And then if things aren't working, we're able to like give them some time to like calm down and not be stimulated with their handler asking them to speak or like do whatever they need to be doing for those takes. Conversely, if it is going super well and we're getting all this gold, we may be able to push lunch a little bit and then go right into that next spot. So just being flexible about which shots we're shooting when, I think is really important when working with animals. And of course, I always trust the animal wrangler or the owner over anything else. They're the ones working with the animal day in and day out. So if they say that the animal needs a break, of course, we just make that happen, no questions asked. And the last most important tip when directing animals is to make sure to tell the crew before the animal arrives to not pay any attention to them. It's important that the animal only has eyes for its owner and not the crew member that gave it a treat earlier. So the animal only has so much energy in a day, and so we try not to overstimulate them with lots of pets and lots of treats and all those things. Of course, once wrap is called, anyone can go pet the animal and just have a great time with the animal after they're done. Directing animals might have its challenges, but with the right approach, it can lead to some charming and adorable performances. So try to integrate these tips the next time you're working with animals on set. Feel free to reach out with any questions, or if you have an animal that needs to be directed, you know who to call.